sir. So, so it's important to understand. So, what it means, these concepts may mean differently for different people. So, that's why today let's play a small game of where does each quality fit, right? Like, for example, I'll show you. So what we learned is like, even though these three gunas, I mean, everybody considers Sattva guna is good. Everybody knows that, and that's good. That's the right way to think. But there are some Rajoguna and Tamoguna qualities at some point we need. So this table, what it shows is what are the qualities of sattva that we want to develop and we want to reduce. And so that may be surprising to many. Are there some qualities of sattva? I mean, some attributes. Sattva itself is a quality. Raja itself is a quality. Tama it's a quality. But are there some of the attributes of sattva that we need to reduce? I mean, that sounds like a I don't know the right English word. It's anticlimactic or whatever, right? So we know Raja, Tamas. Are there some qualities of Raja and Tamas that need to be developed, and some need to be reduced, right? So, for example, I'll give you one example. We know ego, right? So, ego, where does it fit? Like, so does it belong to Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, or Tamoguna? And do we want to develop it or reduce it? Anybody has any opinion on that? There's
We need to reduce that in Rajas Gunam.
Wonderful. That's a great answer, sir. Thank you. So that's the game we are going to play actually. So Rajoguna, ego is a Rajoguna, and we need to reduce that. It's not something we want to develop, right? So now let me take another example, like laziness, right? So laziness, where does it go, and do we want to? Obviously, we have to reduce. Yeah, that's the right answer. So, um, any uh, any takers? Does it belong to Rajoguna or Tamoguna? Laziness.
Tamaguna.
Yeah, Tamoguna.
Great answer, and we want to reduce it. So now let's say I'm taking another word, like compassion, right? Sorry, I pasted the whole thing. I think I think we can, let me take this one, compassion. So obviously compassion it belongs to Sattva Guna, right? I don't have to ask, and we want to develop, right? So like this, so every quality that we can think of, we can fit in this table somewhere, whether we want to increase or reduce. So where does greed go? Greed.
Is that Rajas?
Yes, that's correct. And we want to reduce that. And I will give you one challenging thing now. So let me give you this. Okay, where does this go? Ambition. Ambition. Think about it. Where does the ambition go? Is it Rajoguna or Sattva-guna, or do we want to reduce it or develop it?
Isn't that also Rajas Guna?
Okay, good. So, yeah, Rajoguna, what do you think? In your opinion, do we
I think
have develop ambition or reduce ambition?
I think we should like develop it in accordance to your like Sattva Guna. So like have ambition, but not to the point where you don't have compassion for other people.
Okay, you're going in the right direction. So, I think a qualification or pre-qualification of ambition, if I say ambition to serve others, So this immediately, so ambition is not always bad, not always good, right? Mostly it is good, and it becomes something we want to aspire for if it is focused on something good for the well-being of others. Others meaning not only humans, but the entire life on this earth, even for nature, right? So, so, that's where Rajoguna ambition is good, and so as long as you have ambition or energy or like you are being driven, right? So people say result oriented, right? That also if it is to serve others in the sense it's for the good, not being attached to the result. So there is a fine line to walk here, right? If you are so I'll give you another guna or attribute here, a result attached, right? As soon as you attach yourself to a result, it falls into this kind of gray area or danger zone. So the kind of yellow lights play. But if it is result oriented for humanity, right? Like for example, I'll give you an example. So Chinnaji Swamiji organization worked really hard to build that monument for equality, right? Statue of Equality. There is ambition there, there is result oriented effort there. Many people, including Swamiji, working tirelessly for many, many years to give to the humanity some message. Like similarly, like VT Seva. VT Seva does a lot of work. The people are ambitious, like, okay, I want to support like 100 students here this year. So all the youth work towards it. So that is a result oriented to serve others. So that becomes, even though it is a Rajoguna, we need that kind of Rajoguna to, we want to develop it in us to be able to so that's something to be encouraged or to increase, right? So similarly, like instead of I'll just paste these qualities here, right? Like for example, you see this huge list is associated with tamoguna, which we want to reduce: laziness, avoidance of when facing some challenge, even which is needed, or indulgence in over luxury, right? Like either eating or drinking or whatever, right? Or oversleeping or overeating or intoxication, being negligent. These are all tamoguna qualities we want to reduce. And so I just have a small example of sattva guna qualities we want to increase, like selfless service and inner growth, being thoughtful. So calm inner and outer, not looking, see, sometimes people look calm outside, but inner, there is so much boiling. So you need to find the reason or why it is happening. Becoming calm inner is very important, right? Compassion, equanimity, simplicity, balance, and self-discipline. These are all sattva guna. The reason we are discussing these here, right, is we want to get a picture, because this whole Bhagavad Gita, if you go to chapter 14, we are going to learn a lot about gunas, right? What gunas are going to affect us in what way. So we have to have a clear picture of what we mean when we say sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, right? So now, so is there an example in our scriptures which depicts sattva guna? See, we are all actually, this is before going there. Is there anything in the sattva side which we need to reduce, which is may not be optimal? Anything you can think of? Anybody? Where we want to not have that quality. It's still Sattva Guna. So,
Jason, and I think if when we are raising kids, sometimes we need to be a little strict with them. If we are too sattva guna, if we use, they will be
yeah.
spoiled probably.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is enforcing discipline in others.
Yeah.
Yes. And enforcing discipline, but so not being able to enforce discipline when we are capable. See, we maybe, yes, kids is a perfect example because it is our duty or responsibility to be able to discipline children when they are young, right? But elders, we may not be always be able to enforce discipline. It may not be in our control. But whatever is in our control, it is our responsibility. We have to enforce that discipline. Yeah, that may not be. So that is the thing. So basically, it may fit. So I kind of came up with something similar on those lines. I think these are some of the qualities of sattva are attributes of sattva people have, which so avoid kind of suspicion or cynicism. It's kind of innocence. We had to so over trusting. It's like they say in Telugu, right? Pamuku palu vedam, meaning snake giving milk to snake. You don't know when it strikes. So those are the kinds of things. But of course, not many of us fall in this category. Of course, it's not. But at least it's good to know that they're not falling into that. So over detachment from the practical life. So it works for people who are like completely detached, right? Those rishis who are completely not involved in practical life. Like we know the example of Jada Bharata, right? So not everybody can be a Jada Bharata. He's in a different state completely. Like Shuka Maharshi. Those are great examples, but it's good for them because they have attained that level of self-realization. So it works for them, but not for us, right? So, but now the point I was going to make, the sattva guna, what are the qualities we want to enforce? We don't have to go too far or go looking for it. It is given to us clearly in the form of Sri Rama. So um, I mean, not many of you can, or not all of you can read Telugu, but so actually in Ramayana, if you read in Balakanda, Narada Maharshi comes to Bhagavan Valmiki, and Valmiki Bhagavan asks a question as a precursor to Ramayana. Uh, is there a person who has this and this and this qualities, right? He gives 16 qualities, which is called, that's why it is called Shodasha Kalyana Gunas. These 16 qualities, is there a person living on this earth who has these 16 qualities? If we read through all those 16 qualities, uh, that is what the epitome of a sattva guna, right? So I'll just read through them quickly. So, konvasmin sampratan loke, gunavan kascha viryavan, dharmajnascha, krutajnascha, satyavakyo, dhrudavratah. चारित्रेण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् कः कः समर्थश्च कश्चैक प्रियदर्शनः आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधो द्युतिमान् को अनसूयकः. So these are 16 qualities which are complete. So Sri Rama practiced them completely in the Ramayana. Throughout Ramayana, he depicts. Actually, if you read through the Ramayana Balakanda analysis by Sri Bhashyam Appalacharya Swami, every quality he discusses like multiple pages, multiple. There's so many examples throughout Ramayana. In each and every of those qualities, how he depicted, right? So, which is why our acharyas say Sri Rama, so Sri Mahavishnu came as a Sri Rama. He practiced whatever he practiced throughout the Ramayana, right, throughout his avatar's time. He completely made that essence of that he delivered in the Krishna Avatara as Bhagavad Gita, right? So that's why he became Acharya in Mahabharata to teach us Bhagavad Gita. But whatever he taught in Bhagavad Gita, he showed by example in Ramayana, right? So depicting these qualities. So, like for example, Gunavan, meaning all the Saushiliam. Saushiliam meaning being friendliest to the whoever is, even though younger than him or lower in status than him, right? Or Viryavan, having the capability. Dharmajna, see, he is epitome of dharma, dharmatma, right? He is the what do you call Maricha says perfectly about Rama. So there is a word. It's not. I mean, I will get back to that word. But krutajnasa, krutajna meaning if somebody has done some favor to him, he would like he would never forget. So actually, there is one sloka I picked right from on Kritagnyata itself because that is exactly what we can learn from today. Kadhanchit upakarena krutena ekena tushyati nasmaratya apakaranam shatamasyatmavattaya. So even one favor you do to Rama, he will never forget it. But even if you do 100 100 things against him, he would forgive. Meaning, even if one thing you do in favor or in favor of dharma, he would be so happy. So that's the kathanchit upakarena. That's what Bhasham Apalacharya Swami says. There is a chamatkaram in saying kathanchit upakarena, meaning just knowingly or unknowingly. He may not have intended to do that favor knowingly or unknowingly. If he did that good thing, he would treat it like a huge favor to him, right? Uh, so and so he would, that one favor would completely wipe out any number of uh, any number of things that somebody would do against him. So that is something, I mean, we can in our practical life today we can learn. I mean, even if we even if somebody falls out of favor with us, if you think in the last 20 years or 30 years, did this person do even one thing to us, right? To follow Rama's example. That is what we should think. These are the great things we can learn from our scriptures, actually. So the great hidden secrets, and which we can use in our practical life to become or to develop our sattva guna. Once you know those kind of qualities of Rama, then obviously it develops inner peace within us, right? So obviously you can see the developed side is very heavy on sattva, and the Rajo and Tamo guna, actually there are a lot more qualities in Rajo guna, which we don't want to practice, or we don't want to develop, we want to reduce, and Tamoguna also. So, but on Tamoguna side, we just sleep on time, or sleep appropriate amount of time, appropriate timings. So everybody needs sleep. That is Tamoguna. Without Tamoguna, we can't even sleep. So I hope this gives a clearer picture of like what we mean when we say sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, right? So and the outcomes of these gunas So when we practice our inner, if we develop completely Sattva Guna, it brings clarity to us, as Kirtana was saying in the last session, right? It brings clarity, harmony among the community, and it brings wisdom. It gives you spiritual strength, meaning you don't have to have physical strength. You may or may not have physical strength, but you are strong from inside, and you never succumb to any emotions like fear or anger. Those kinds of things will wipe out if you develop Sattva Guna. So, and you earn obviously respect from in the society, right? And so Rajoguna, what does it result in, right? The outcome is, of course, it fuels ambition for our self reasons, and it creates restlessness. And if we just adjust, that's why, so Rajoguna qualities are, some of them are good. If we tune them to be in our favor, everything we justify, and if we can justify what our actions are, then it obviously transforms into our Sattva Guna outcomes. But if we go into this area, these are the things: restlessness and fear. Obviously, we are always fearful of what others will do or what others are thinking. So those kinds of things. But Tamoguna, of course, that also has some. If we are purely Tamoguna, ignorance, depression, dullness, hopelessness, those qualities. So these are the. I think this is what it will help us, I think. Any comments or anything about the gunas? Any doubts or questions, feedback? Yeah. All right. So I think we will switch a little bit. We'll give another next 10 minutes. We'll give some introduction to what we were planning to do was, I mentioned in the last session, we covered up to the 19th sloka, but the 14th sloka, this is considered as the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Our acharyas, say Ramanujacharya Swami onwards, and before Ramanujacharya Swami, his guru Yamunacharya Swami through his Gita Sara, and then Ramanujacharya Swami with the Gita Bhashyam. They analyzed entire Bhagavad Gita and then landed upon this 14th sloka in the first chapter as the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? And Bhagavad Gita itself is the essence of Vedic knowledge. Okay, the entire Vedas. Nobody has time to go through the entire list of Vedas or through the text of Vedas in this modern day and time. Actually, a trivia question. So, how many branches are there for Veda? I mean, we all know there are 4 Vedas. Bhagavan Vedavyasa divided them into 4 parts. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda. But how many branches were there? Shakas, they call it. Approximate number. Anybody knows? Take a guess. So there were 1108 branches when Bhagavan Vedavyasa divided them. And he gave all of them to 4 of his disciples to propagate in the age of this new era in Kali Yuga. But out of those 1108, I think only 8 or so branches are remaining now. So they were all gone in this. But even those 8 branches, in order to learn them, for them, a part of them, a student like our priests who learn at in our Acharya's Vedic school, they take about 8 years completely. They starting at the age of 8 until age of 16. They learn Agama Shastras and Upanishads and Vedas. Whatever branches are left, a small branch, a part of it, they take that much of time. So it is such a vast amount of knowledge that was given by Bhagavan Vedavyasa. But Lord Krishna knew that in this age of Kali Yuga, it is very hard for people like us to follow or to learn. So he gave Bhagavad Gita as the essence of Upanishads or Vedas itself. The beautiful part of Vedas is Upanishads. We'll come to that actually. Whatever I'm going to say, I'm saying, I will elaborate what it means, right? But so Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Upanishads. Now, this 14th sloka is considered by our acharyas as the essence of Bhagavad Gita itself. So that is the importance given to this, or that they have learned from this Bhagavad Gita. This 14th sloka of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Right? To the outside, it doesn't look much like but it has so much of meaning. So now to understand that, so actually there is one sloka which is our acharyas gave. This we chanted in the first session, I believe. So who gave Bhagavad Gita and for whom and why it was given? That our acharyas have given this sloka. It is Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. So what is this saying? Sarva Upanishado Gavaha. Right? So the entire Upanishads, they are like the cows. Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha. So Lord Krishna has squeezed the milk out of the Upanishads, the essence of Upanishads. He squeezed like milk from a cow, right? Partho Vatsaha. Vatsa means the calf, right? Calf, we need, in order for a cow to give milk, we need a calf, right? Calf as a vyajam. Vyajam meaning a ruse. Without a calf, the cow won't give milk. So when it sees calf, it only out of love the milk flows. So keeping Partha, meaning Arjuna, as a calf, he but did he give it for Partha? No, he did not intend to give it to Partha. He gave it to Sudhihi, Bhokta. Bhokta, who is the Bhokta? Who is enjoying the benefits of that milk, of the milk of Upanishad essence? That is Sudhihi, people like us, right? So Sudhihi meaning we are the Bhoktas. Even though Partha is the Vatsa, meaning Partha is the calf, but we are enjoying the benefits of this, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, or the essence of Upanishads. Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. So this the milk, Gitamrutam is the milk that has been squeezed, and we are the bhoktas. So what this is saying is it is essence of Upanishads, right? So now where are these Upanishads? So is Upanishads a different scripture completely? Like I mean, where do we see these Upanishads? So let me type in here, right? So Upanishads are a part of Vedas, right? See, Vedas we know are the jnana gani, meaning a mine for knowledge, right? Even though whatever is left out itself, when the scholars read it, they are they understood it as the mine for knowledge, right? Mine meaning mine, you mind mm, minds, right? Mine of knowledge, full of knowledge which we can use. Vedas itself is full of knowledge. But there are parts of Vedas which are the beautiful parts which explain about this knowledge can be about anything, right? Knowledge can be about the worldly knowledge, it can be about the nature, anything. But there is a specific parts of Vedas which address the knowledge of the soul, meaning ourselves, right? Ourselves meaning how we have to live, what is the purpose of life. These kind of questions are tackled in some parts. So those parts are Upanishads, right? Uh, that is the beautiful part of Vedas, right? So uh, these um, this part is called. I will ask a technical question now. I think we will. So we will get a little bit technical here, right? There's nothing to be scared of. This is if I am able to understand, everybody on this committee can understand, in this group can understand, I think. So, can anybody tell me the meaning of Vedanta? Right? As soon as we hear the word Vedantam, it scares people. You know why? Vedantam. Oh my God, Vedantam meaning we call something which is ununderstandable or not very complicated. Oh, Vedantam, right? But okay, let's break it down a little bit. Vedantam, well, some of you know a little bit of Telugu, Sanskrit. You can tell. What does antam mean?
ఎండ్
ఎండ్ లేనిది,
Veda,
అంతం
ఎండ్
లేనిది
లేనిది.
వేదం.
End,
Antam.
right? Antam meaning end. So that's what we know. Even Sanskritam or Telugu, any language, antam meaning antam kadidi arambham, right? They say, so this is end. But so what does that mean? So is it talking only about the end of the Vedas, or what does it mean? So as if whatever we have the knowledge of Vedas, right, is something which is at the
Yes.
end of the Vedas? No, actually, there is a different meaning for antam. Is as you all probably can appreciate also, is that it is a goal, right? Or lakshyam, meaning something which, if we start a journey, it's prayanam, right? Prayanantam, meaning a end of the, or reach a goal of our journey. It is called antam, right? So, in this context, Vedanta means it's the goal of the Vedas. What is it? It is whatever is something. So, whatever is intended for us to know, that is the end of knowledge, right? Basically, the goal of knowledge is, if you start reading some subject, there is some essential concept which is the goal, right? So so that goal, particular goal, is whatever is intended for us to know, is called antam in this context. It's not the end. So this is why. So actually, these what is the goal of Vedas is, as I was saying earlier, the Upanishads are the goal of Vedas because that is what has the content which is useful for us. Is the useful content for us, and that is the goal for us in Vedas. Okay, so that's why Upanishads are also called Vedantam. So, but it's not something at the end. So, Ishavasya Upanishad is one of the most useful Upanishads. It is at the end of the Krishna Yajurveda, but there are other Upanishads. They are not at the end of the Vedic scriptures, ends of the Vedic scriptures. So, Vedanta means something, a goal, what is intended for us to know, and Upanishad is the goal for us. Okay, keep that in mind. Now there is another meaning for antam also. So antam in Sanskrit it also means beauty. Like for example, vanantam meaning vananta means the most beautiful part of a vanam, meaning a forest or a garden or a park. So in another context, antam is also it also means beauty, right? So it is in essence it means beautiful part of Veda, right? So why is beautiful part of Veda Upanishad? Meaning it talks about something beautiful. So when we say beautiful, we attribute beauty to like what we can see, right? What is that we can see? We can see the nature, we can see the animals, we can see other human beings. I mean, we can see like beautiful sculptures or so anything which we can see with our eyes, we can appreciate as a beauty, right? And in this context, so if we come back to the human beings, like of course whoever is close to us or whoever we like, I mean, we see the beauty. I mean, a baby. If you can take of a baby, it's most beautiful. So it's like that, right? So we like the beauty in humans, but what our acharyas say is the mistake we do is we stop at the what body level. We don't go underneath, right? So this is that is the mistake our acharyas say we do when we look at and when we stop at the body. What happens? We tend to discriminate uh, between people when we stop appreciating when we stop when the scope of our vision goes only up to the body level. We tend to discriminate. Okay, this person has this color and this or this. Like for example, some animals are there scary, or snake is there. We may not like it. So we tend to discriminate when we stop at the body level. But when we go deeper, our Upanishad says is that the soul is associated with the knowledge, and knowledge is equal for everybody, right? So when we go little deeper, where the knowledge is equal for all the souls, so where we tend not to discriminate, and we have to treat them equally. But so that's where they we tend to go, right? So that's why that is why we need to remind us about that equality all the time. For example, Sri Ramanujacharya Swami, 1,000 years ago, he recognized this principle from the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, and he gave the importance of to equality, and all the downtrodden in the society in those days. He treated them equally, because the soul is, as far as the soul to God relationship is concerned, everybody is equal. Everybody needs to be treated respectfully. All the body that we see outside is there. Yes, we all got the body because of the karma and everything associated with it. But when it comes to the soul, everybody is equal. So that is the greatness of Ramanujacharya Swami. That's why this message, in order to propagate, we got the statue of equality. So, but we will learn how this translates into this ordinary looking sloka. When we this 14th sloka, if we read it outside, it's very, very simple. But how this is depicting the essence of Bhagavad Gita, that we will learn in the coming sessions. So any questions or any feedback, any comments on this today's session? Yeah. All right. So I think so. We'll get little into these some of the technical aspects, and we try to make sense of it with our current or present day examples, and to make it useful for us. Right? Okay. We will stop here. Let me bring up the ending slokas, and we'll chant the ending prayer, and we'll stop here. Om Agnenaya Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmatjuhurana Bhuishtante Nama Uktim Vidhema. Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha. Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha. Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Sri Manarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shri.
Jai Sri Manarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Sri Manarayana.